So what we're going to do now is we're each going to tell one or two quick, funny stories that we remember that happened to us or, while we were at camp as a camper or a counselor. I'll give you a quick one, a very quick one. And I'll go for just when I was 8 years old. We went to Small Point. That was the trip that we went on. Rich, you were on it because you were the tick that went that year. And Bob Smullen was the character nature counselor, and very large guy, loved food. And when we went to Small Point, he went and he got himself lobsters, and he put the lobsters in like a little bay area, so that when all the campers went to sleep in these nasty tents, the counselors would then have a lobster boil. And we all went to bed, and we heard screaming because when Bob went to get his lobsters, they had all washed out to sea. True story?
The tide rolled in, and I heard it too. My lobsters.
Right.
But the only amendment to your memory, which is spot on, is that what it was that, karma got him. Because one of the beautiful things about the place and about camping trips is, if we were going to do something special, we would all have done it. And in fact, those lobsters weren't even for the counselors. They were just for him, much less for the kids. And that was the karma that kicked his ass, because that's not what you did. On camping trips, they were all about, treats and new experiences and climbing things you never climbed and canoeing in water you didn't know, right? And anyway, but you're right. My lobster.
Andy, funny story.
Oh, there's too many. I remember I was in bunk 7, so that was my second year. I guess these counselors, they stood out way far from the cabin and started throwing rocks, pebbles onto the roof, hours after talking about this giant bird that used to come from out of Great Pond called the flying zilch. Zilch meaning nothing. So we started hearing little pebbles and then bigger pebbles, and the counselor said, "I think it's the flying zilch. I think it's the flying zilch." They threw big rocks on the roof. They had to take us to the infirmary. The whole bunch of kids started crying and screaming. So they had to go get the nurse and the doctor, and they gave us these little cups full of like grape juice or something. And we said, "What is this?" They said, "It's a tranquilizer. It'll calm you down." I said, "Oh, a tranquilizer." We said, we're 9 years old, 9 or 10 years old, but scared to death of the flying zilch. Nobody knew what zilch meant. We didn't know it meant nothing. But these pebbles would hit the roof. Oh my God.
Richie Teller, you're on.
I have two, but one I will do is I was in bunk 12, and we were 12 years old. So, getting old enough to be really pains in the asses to our counselors. And we were just hawking them night after night. Bring us something back when you come in, bring us a pizza, bring us ice cream, whatever, bring us something back. And
from Whippers.
From Whippers, and could have been anything. But we were little bastards, as Vinny would say. And anyway, one night we were fast asleep, and we got woken up, and Alan Levy was one of the counselors, and he brought a few other people in so that everybody could be with a kid when they woke us up. And they said, "Come on, get up. We brought you something. We brought you ice cream." And they shoved these ice cream cones in our faces. Cake cone, big thing, and it was freaking shaving cream. And we were like, all the next day, you couldn't get rid of the taste no matter how many times you brushed your teeth. So we just stopped asking if it ever.
Take a moment to shine on